All right, guys. So we'll get started. It's already 10 minutes, right? Since we since 8 o'clock. So first of all, I'll introduce about myself, and maybe we can have a quick round of introductions. And after that, we will just get into what we are going to talk about. So I am Manikanta, and I am having more than 13 to 14 years of experience, and which has around 8 to 9 years in the cloud technologies itself, cloud, whether it might be AWS or any other cloud. So that is in brief about me, and I mean, I deal with what are projects, right? Either it is a migrations or modernizations or any other whatever cloud projects which you are doing, right? So mostly I take care of those projects. So this is in brief about me. So can you introduce about yourself, right? And basically, what is your name? What is your background? So are you working or are you a student? And what is your expectation out of this course?
Yeah, hi. Myself, Ranjit, and I'm from India. So presently, I'm pursuing my masters in London.
Mm-hmm.
So just like in 1 month, I'm gonna finish my course in management.
All right.
So I'm looking for a job in IT side. So I'm here. That's why I'm here.
Okay, cool. Got it. So
Yeah.
do you have any cloud background? Do you know what is cloud
No, no,
computing?
nothing. I'm just a beginner. I don't know nothing about the cloud
Uh,
computing.
got it. Good. Okay. Don't worry on that, right? So the way we design the course will cover all of that. So whether you are a beginner or you already have some basics in IT. So we have designed in such a way that uh, no one can take back step and anyone can take up this course that we have designed.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Perfect.
So Suhali, can you introduce
Hi,
about your
hi,
Suhail?
this is Sohail. So I did my bachelor's in business administration in India, and right now I'm pursuing my information technology management masters in America. So I have zero technical knowledge or any experience regarding IT. So one of my brothers has suggested me this course because apparently this has no, this does not need any coding requirements or anything knowledge. So that's why I want to upgrade my skills in AWS.
Okay, cool. So
Yeah.
since right, both of you guys are at the beginner level, so I can take freedom at choosing from the beginner topics. Yeah. So thank you so much, guys, for actually introducing about yourself. So today is going to be a demo session for this AWS course. Yeah, I'm sharing my screen. Let me know if you guys are able to see my screen.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah. So in short, right, any knowledge or anything you know about cloud computing, can you give me? Let me know. Okay, that's okay if you don't know, but that's fine. So and feel free to um, interact, right? So that's how I have I my most of my sessions will be in an interactive session and a demo sessions, right? So
Yeah.
let's take this, right? So you both of you completed your masters and now you're looking for some you're looking for opportunities, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Get back 10 years back. Let's go back maybe 15 years back, right? So where you guys may be studying in some schooling or something. At that time, if at all you wanted to withdraw money, okay, what used to
Yeah.
happen is was we used to go to an ATM and we used to withdraw the money. Okay, and that's how, right? Most of the transactions were based on the cash. So now, if at all you come now, so if at all you see, all of the transactions now are either based on the UPI transactions or maybe, right, mostly are the UPI based transactions either in a shops or anything, or even if at all you wanted to give some money to someone, right? You can also do transfer. If at all you wanted to pay to a shop vendor or something, you are also using the uh, you're also using this UPI. So that is a drastic change in the technology that has evolved, right? What is the reason, if at all you see most of the apps that you see, either it's a Google Pay or Phone Pay or uh, any other fintech transaction based customers, if at all you see, right? So or you can take the gateways, right? You might hear about Razorpay or even Vapor or something, right? All of these are tech based startups. Okay, what is the reason for them to succeed? Okay, one of the reason was the cloud computing. Okay, so how did cloud computing help these tech startups to, in that case, even the Swiggy, Zomato, Ola, Uber, all of those were also the startups. So how did they benefit from this cloud computing? That's what we'll be discussing about what is cloud computing. Okay, so let me just tell you, we'll go, that is one of the, maybe it's a bit drastic uh, past event. So let's take just 2 3 years back, 2 3 years back, right? During COVID, are you guys in India or were you in abroad?
I am in India. I just
Uh,
moved here after COVID.
okay, all right. So at that
Yes.
time, right? Suppose during COVID, let's say during the lockdown, if suppose there were any of the COVID cases, if they identify, what they used to do is that they used to update one application, and that is called as this uh, that was called as Ayushman, not Ayushman. So what was the app that we were using at that time?
Uh, didn't remember.
Arogya Setu. So
Yeah.
Arogya Setu, right, was the app which was also doing the contract tracing. That means if suppose someone got infected by using or tested positive with COVID, so around that 5 kilometer radius, it used to update that. Okay. If I open Arogya Setu app, so it will be showing me how many positive cases are around me and what is the distance. What was the distance, right? So how did all of this happen? Because COVID initially started in China maybe in December month, and once it reached India, I think it is February or something. Okay, so even government was not completely prepared about the situations and so on, right? So, but they need some application which can do all of this. Okay, so they immediately developed the app and hosted that app on cloud. Okay, so with that, what has happened is the go-to market. In our case, I'm talking about the government initiative, but let's take any other application, right? So go-to market time has completely reduced. So that means you develop an application and you go ahead and directly deploy that. So you not worry about what is the money you are going to invest. So that is what is cloud computing going to address. Okay, so before cloud computing came into existence, what used to happen was that if suppose you wanted to develop your application or you want to host your application, you how to develop that application wherever you are, right? Maybe in house or something, you take third party vendor support or anything. And once you develop the application, you have to go and procure the servers. That means you need to go to an IBM or Oracle and purchase the servers from them. Okay. And then you need to place it at a data center. So for in the data center, once you identify a space for the data center, you should actually get the servers assembled at the data center. Also, you should ensure that you're having enough the good AC facility within the premises, and you should also ensure that it is having good electricity. You should also ensure that the internet cabling, right? The cabling is also highly available. So all of these things, right, you are taking care, and you are also buying all of your infrastructure upfront. So let's say, if let's say, right, you thought that your startup might be costing you around 1 million. Okay, in that you have actually you invested around $40,000. Sorry, 40K $1,000, right, on development of the application. Remaining $60,000, what you need to do is you are going to invest in procuring the hardware and maintaining the hardware. So that means if at all you see 40/60, that means 40/60 ratio. That means you are actually spending only 40% of whatever you have thought your capital on developing the application. But rest 60% is going to your your capex. That means capital investment. Okay, it's not operational, right? So you are wasting most of your investment, right, while procuring your servers. So what is cloud computing going to address is, so you need not invest any of your money upfront. Instead, you can just simply go to any of the cloud provider. It might be AWS, it might be Google Cloud, or it might be Azure, or some other vendors as well. You just go and start using their services. So that is nothing but you just go and spin up your infrastructure on the respective cloud and start using it. Here you're not investing anything upfront, and you are paying for own, and you are going to pay only for what you use. For what you are not using, you're not going to pay. So that is what, right, the cloud computing addresses. So if at all you see, you are not investing upfront and you're not worried about scalability. And so yeah, and we are also not worried about vendor locking. So if suppose let's say you are buying an hardware from IBM, you need to ensure that the other hardware is also IBM. So you're not maintaining any elder locking mechanism. And once this infrastructure is procured and our application is live, you also need to manage this infrastructure. So that is where, right, you're also paying again for in order to manage your infrastructure. It might be maintaining licenses cost, or it might be maintaining backup cost, or it might be it or it might be maintaining the tape cost or anything. Okay, even though you have procured this much of your infrastructure, so ideally the reports say that out of 100%, right, only 40% of your infrastructure is used, and 60% of your infrastructure that you have procured is not utilized properly. That means you're having it underutilized. So even underutilization will be addressed on the cloud, where you will be getting a scalability and elasticity features. So now what is happening is, when you wanted to go to market, your go to market will get delayed so much, because in order to build a server and data center, it will take almost 2 to 3 months and effort from almost 4 to 5 teams in coordination, right, how to work together in order to build one server. But on AWS, on cloud, right, it does not take that much time. So these are something, right, which were drawbacks of data centers, and they all of these drawbacks are being addressed by cloud. Okay, so what is cloud computing? Cloud computing is nothing but an utility which will be given on internet. So you just open that internet utility. That means open your respective cloud providers console, and you just simply spin up your infrastructure. And once you spin up your infrastructure, you will pay for only what you are using. If suppose you are using a server for 9 hours or 10 hours, you will be paying the bill for only 10 hours. If suppose you are using for 24 hours, you paying for 24 hours. So that is the flexibility that you are having with cloud computing. Okay, so in cloud computing, there are three major players at the moment. One is Amazon. Amazon, right? It was founded initially at 2006, and that was the one of the first cloud provider. That was first one of the first cloud provider. After that, Google and Azure also started to provide the cloud services, and they're one of the key competitors to Amazon. Yeah. So what are some of the attributes, right, of cloud computing are, so your no capital expenditure. That means you're not investing on any of your hardware and you're
Without,
paying, sorry,
hello. Yeah, so
yeah,
there are no physical like data centers used now. Everything is on cloud now.
no, there are few who are actually also using data centers, but there are different use cases for that. I'll be talking about what is public cloud, private cloud, and hybrid cloud, right? So at that time, we
Yeah.
will be seeing that. So
Okay.
at the moment, right, only around 50% of the customers are using the cloud, but remaining 50%, right, are still using the on-premises.
Okay.
Okay. But when I said on-premises, right, they will leverage cloud features in a different way.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So one of the other attribute, right, of this cloud computing is elasticity. That means you will scale up and also scale down. In a regular data center terms, you can scale up your infrastructure, but you cannot scale down your infrastructure. That means you can increase from 4 CPU, 4 core and 16 GB memory assigned to the server to 8 core and 32 GB memory. But from 8 core 32 GB memory, you cannot downgrade a back. So that is the limitation that we were having. So elasticity is not possible in on-premises data centers. So that is where elasticity is only offered in the cloud. Okay. And other thing what I told is improves time to market. That means you're focusing more on developing your application and developing features or integrating a new feature to the application. So your time to market, right, is improving. And you focus on building your application rather than managing your infrastructure. Okay. So when we use cloud versus when we don't use cloud, what will happen is, so on your on-premises, what will happen is you are focusing less on developing the application, but you're focusing more on the managing the infrastructure for you. So this is vice versa in cloud. So you're focusing more on the building your application and you will focus more less on the cloud operations. So that is the reason, right? If at all you see, so many tech startups started after 2010, and one such, right, was very successful are the food delivery apps. You take Swiggy, Zomato. Okay. Similar to this, right, e-commerce, you might be having in US different, you might be having UK different, or any other parts, right? You might be having different application, maybe a different name, but the idea is same, and all of them are on cloud. Okay, let me just give you a scenario, right? See, you might had watched the if at all you love cricket, you might had watched the T20 series final or India Pakistan match, right? So, if at all you see the number of viewers who were viewing simultaneously at the same time have this time crossed almost 5 million. 5 million concurrent users, right? The Hotstar was able to handle. So, is it Hotstar or Geo? I don't remember. So, that is because, right? That is because, so whenever the load is coming, it is rapidly scaling up whenever the load is increasing. And when the number of users reduce, it when the number of users have reduced, what has happened is it scaled down so that the Hotstar or Geo is not charged for what they are not using. So that is one of the practical scenario what we are seeing. Okay, let me give you an example of, let's say, Flipkart or Amazon. They say big savings day or big billion day or something like that, right? See, then how are they prepared for that? So that is where, if at all in an on-premises environment, so there will be a lot of capacity planning that will be implemented upfront, saying that, so this is what we are expecting. Suppose 80 transactions per second or 100 transactions per second we are expecting, and our system should be having this much CPU and memory in order to handle that. But That is not the case in cloud. So you will be saying that, okay, this is what you need, define the thresholds and auto scale whenever the load is increasing gradually. So that is the cloud computing and or the features, right, of cloud computing. Okay, so as I told in AWS, sorry, in cloud computing, AWS is the premier, right? So, and we are also having Google Cloud and Azure. Why we should learn AWS? Okay, I'll talk about this. I'll take a pause for 2 minutes and ask if at all you have any questions in what is cloud computing and before cloud computing, how the things used to happen. Any questions?
No question.
All right,
No question.
then I'll move on. Okay. So now, as I told, you're having multiple cloud providers, right? AWS, Azure, GCP, and so on. Why you should choose AWS? Okay. So that is where, right? AWS being one of the oldest cloud provider or the first cloud provider. So they evolved so much over the last 20 years, something 16 to 18 years, right? And it is very cost effective. The cost of any service on AWS when compared to other clouds, this is a bit cheaper than the other clouds. So that is what is cost effective. So AWS is a bit cost effective than the other clouds, and also it has global reach. That means it being one of the first cloud provider, right? You have AWS regions. So we call, I mean, so when we talk about AWS global infrastructure, I'll be talking about what are regions. But AWS is available across the entire globe. That means you might take North America or South America or APAC, right? You might take India, Singapore, or Sydney, anywhere, or in Europe. Okay, you you will be having all the Amazon data centers everywhere. So if at all you have an application that has global user base, that means AWS, right? Since it has global reach, you can just simply go and use it. Okay, so that is the global reach and reliability. So AWS, whenever they are building any regions, they will ensure that at least 2 to 3 availability zones exist in the respective region. So what do I mean by region is nothing but a physical location, a physical location in a seismic zone, which will have the AWS data centers in that. Okay, so what does reliability mean is till now I think hardly in a year AWS data centers going down was maximum 5 to 10 minutes. I think it was maximum 5 minutes, not even 10 minutes. The maximum time that the AWS data centers were not available was 5 minutes, and so it being it available at any time, what is happening is it will ensure that our respective infrastructure is highly available. So and we need not worry about any downtime as such. So that is what, right, is reliability mean. Next is innovation. Innovation, right? As I told, so whenever we are choosing cloud, so our time to market is increasing, and once your application is live, you can focus on adding more and more features to the respective application, or you can add something in an innovative way. So let's say, right? So the Ola recently announced that it completely removed the Google Maps integration from it and developed their own maps. Okay, so they developed their own maps. Similarly, right? That means innovation idea you can also implement. So that is what is innovation. And security, right? Security, what does security mean is even though your infrastructure is managed by AWS, in fact, so the underlying security, right? So both AWS as well as us being the customers have to ensure that the security is reliable. Okay, so on AWS, what does they say is they're offering you SOC 1, SOC 2, HIPAA compliant, PCI DSS compliant, and every compliance you take, right, which is there, is the infrastructure on AWS is compliant. So that is the advantage you are having whenever you wanted to host any of the compliant requirements. So if at all you wanted to host any fintech customers, it is PCI DSS. If at all you wanted to host any uh, health-based applications, you can just simply use the HIPAA compliant resources. So that is the advantage that AWS has. Okay, so so on AWS there are lots of services that are available. So we categorize them as compute, database, and storage services, or it might be more. Since this is a demo, right? I'm just talking about only one, two, three. But we will be covering in detail about each of the service in the course. Okay. Compute service is nothing but you can think of this as a server which has some CPU and memory allocated to it, and you just simply go and start using it by SSH or RDP and install your application and start using it. So that is nothing but a server is called as an EC2 or an Elastic Compute Cloud. So you're having EC2, Elastic Beanstalk, Lambda, ECR, EKS, ECS, right? These are the different services that are available for compute on AWS. Okay. So similarly, our databases, we are having service called as relational database service, DynamoDB, DocumentDB, key spaces, right? So these are different database services that are available. Also, storage services, you are having S3 where you can store your raw data, EFS and FSX, right, are the file shares that you get. And Snowcone is something, if at all you wanted to use in a hybrid mode where you wanted to use data hosted across AWS and on-premise, we can use Snowcone. So these are the different services that are that are available, and these services, right, are these are not the only services that are there. So we are having networking services like VPC, you're having like transit gateways, peerings, and so on, and some others are monitoring and logging services as well. Okay, so I will take a pause here. Okay, I'll take a pause here, right, and ask if at all you have any questions till now. Any questions, guys?
Yeah, as of now, no questions.
Yeah, tell me.
So,
Uh,
what this course I need to discuss with you or with the consultancy, like some, I don't know the name of the,
it is Visualpath that our institute, right, is Visualpath.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay,
So,
so
this course I need to speak with you or Visualpath,
okay,
the
so when
full
you said,
details.
so I am the trainer here, right? So where I will be
Okay,
giving, but details
okay.
about the course and others, right? You can reach out to our team. So Visualpath team will be assisting you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, okay. So the duration of this course, right, will be 60 days, and time we will decide. Okay, we will decide on when we are going to connect. Since you both are already in US, right? US maybe it's your morning, and UK it might be your evening already. So it might be your
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. So we will
For
decide on
me,
that.
these timings are better. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so if it's possible, these timings if it's possible, it would be better for me.
Sohail, your voice is feeble. So can you come again, Suhail?
Yeah, so this timing is feasible for me if it's possible, or we can continue with the same timing.
Yeah, that's fine. So if Ranjit, is it okay for you?
It's okay with me, but I'm gonna take only like weekends, only Saturday and Sundays.
Oh, okay.
And that I
Okay.
need to speak with this Visualpath.
Yeah, you can speak with our team, so
Yeah,
they will
yeah, yeah,
ask you how it's going to be.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. So I have another small doubt. So it's a
Yes.
silly question, but do I need to install any software in the coming days for this course on my
Yeah,
laptop?
yeah. I'm just going to talk about that, Suhail. So,
Because
uh, Yeah, I'm just going to talk about that, Sohail. Just hold on for maybe for another 2 to 3 minutes. So first on the course duration and time, right? We are done. So next thing, right? What are some
Okay.
prerequisites? Prerequisites, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So you need to create an AWS account, create AWS account,
Okay.
have a laptop or something, right? Server. It it might be it can be Linux or it can be even the Windows. That doesn't matter. Okay, so you need to create an AWS account. Yeah. Okay. So one second. Yeah. So the prerequisite, right, is to create an AWS account. So how you can create it? So just go to AWS, just go to Google, give AWS console, and you just go to AWS Management Console and you can click on the Create Free Tier account. Okay, so you can just click on this one, and I'll be anyway walking you through the process how to create this one. But at a whole, right, you do not worry about what is something you need, something like a software or anything. So
Okay.
next, right, if suppose you're based out of you're using Windows, you just need to install putty, comma puttygen
Yeah.
partition on your machine. So I'll be showing this as well. I'll be showing
Okay.
this as well, so that right, yeah, how to do it, because we will be talking about lot on the Nginx and Linux service servers, and
Okay.
we need to get into those, right, those servers. Being in Windows,
Yeah.
we need putty and puttygen. I
Okay.
think puttygen also is not required nowadays. I think AWS has matured a lot now.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So
So
any other?
yeah, go ahead. Yes.
Yeah, please go ahead. That's fine.
No, no, I have some doubts. Well, I'll clear it in the end of the session. Please, you go ahead.
Yeah. So now let's say these are some other things, right? So I'll be showing you how easy it is to create something on AWS. If at all you take this is an AWS instance, okay? I have an application and I want to host an application. So for that, as I told, we need a free tier account. So I have a free tier account. I'm just going and logging into my free tier account. So once this is there, just sign in. So I have a free tier account, right? So I'll be talking about one service called as EC2. So this is one of a compute service that is available. So where it is just like a simple server that is there. So on a server, right, you might be having a virtual server on a VM server, right, on which it will be having some compute capacity allocated to it. It might be having 4 CPU and some 8 GB RAM or 16 GB RAM. Okay, so that is what the virtual machine on AWS is called as an Elastic Compute Cloud. Okay, so once you create a virtual machine, you can log into the respective virtual machine and create your own website or a web server and start using it. So that is what, right, we will be seeing as a demo now. So what I'm just going to do is I'm logged into this in AWS console and I am in the Mumbai region. I'm just going to create an instance. So I'm in the EC2 console. If at all you see, just come to home, and if at all you see, you can just simply go to EC2, come to EC2, and come running resources. Click on launch instance and give this anything called as demo INS or something. And which OS do you want it to use? You want to use Amazon Linux or SUSE Linux or Red Hat or anything, right? Whatever you want it to use. I'm just going to use Amazon Linux. And this is where I'm just going to, if at all you see instance type, this is where I'm going to allocate how much CPU and how much memory my particular survey, whichever I am creating should have. I have chosen T2 micro, which is having 2 CPU and 4 GB memory. And this is something, right, which we have to use. Okay, so there is already a key pair. I'm creating the key pair and I download that. And you can just simply choose the networking settings. I'm leaving everything as it is for now. And just going ahead, I'm assigning this instance an 8 GB storage, and I am launching the instance. That's it. Simply, you have created an instance, right, in less than 2 minutes. So let's wait for it to come online. Once this comes online, we will SSH into the instance and just install a basic website and see if you are able to access it. Okay, so this is my machine that is available. Now it has come to a running state. I can connect to this machine by using SSH client. Just copy this example and go to your terminal. Okay, and just give this command. Okay, and just give this command again. And you are in the server. So you have logged into the server. So now what I'm going to do is sudo yum install httpd, which is nothing but Apache. I'm installing Apache. And after this, let me just go to cd /var www/html. And I wanted to place an index.html. Sudo vi index.html. And I'm just going to place hi HTML h1 h1 hi, I am web page from EC2 in this demo. Okay, so now I have installed this and I created this page. So now we should also make sure that if your HTTPD service running. So start HTTPD. Now that let's see status. Okay, now it is running. Now let's just make sure that just give curl localhost and you should be getting that web page. Okay, now you are getting. So now you have created the server, installed Apache, hosted your application, and let us go to the instance IP address. Let's take the public IP address. Let's go to an incognito window and just hit it, and you should get the response. Okay, if you're not getting, that might be because of the security group. I know. So let me just go here and also add HTTP request. HTTP, right? Okay. So let me see. So immediately after you're whitelisted, you are getting this one. Okay. So this is that much easy, right? For us to, once we are having an application, you can just simply go ahead and host it. If at all you wanted to customize your application, right, you can just, let's say, if at all you can make use of ChatGPT and ask for an application. So give me an HTML page with different colors and having a form to catch username, comma last name and email ID. Okay, let's give this. So ChatGPT will give us the code. I mean, so since not everyone will be knowing the development, so I'm just leveraging the ChatGPT for that. So you need not worry about this. So I mean, since I'm creating an application, so that's the reason that I'm using this. But you need not worry about this. So this is something. Once this is done, let's see how our application is going to look like. Okay, let's copy all the complete code. Go to the SSH. So now what we will do is ls rm hyphen rf index.html. Okay, and just let's create this sudo index.html again and just add the complete code that got generated by using the chat GPT and paste it here. Just give control. And now let's see, right, how our web page is going to look like. Just refresh it. And if at all you see, welcome to the colorful form page. This is section 1 with a slight gray background. This is section 2 which is light gray. Okay, this is section 3. Fill out your form, first name, some XYZ, email.com. So this is that much easy, right? That we have created this particular application. Okay, so do not worry about these ones. So about this, right? So the way we have created the course is, so anyone who is actually trying to learn AWS, right? If they have AWS basics, sorry, Linux basics, it is good. Okay, so if suppose someone like you guys said who haven't started working might not be knowing Linux, or if at all you are aware, that is good. So the way we have designed this course is we will be starting with Linux basics, Linux commands, and then we will be getting to the basics of cloud computing, something like public cloud, private cloud, what is infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and so on. And then we will get into the AWS concepts. That is how, right, this complete course is designed. So if at all now, since I showed this demo, if you are a bit worried about various commands that are coming, so I say, right, no, don't worry about all of those. We will be discussing in detail when we start the actual course. Since this is a demo course, I just showed you about how we can simply host an application on an EC2. Yeah, so I'll take a pause here. And any questions, guys?
So, sir, I have a small doubt. So, how technical can this course get? Like, I have no zero knowledge and experience about this. So, how technical is this?
See, this is
Because
all.
yeah,
This is completely technical and everything is hands-on. So that means we will be having lots of demos, okay, where I will be giving lots of demos as well as I'll be giving assignment at the end of the topic. So you
okay,
will be knowing in and out about the each and every service that I'm going to discuss. So that is the technical depth I'm going to go with.
okay.
Okay.
So, don't need to have any prior knowledge or anything, right? Because I have zero knowledge about this.
No, no, you do not have any prior experience. So I'll be
Okay.
covering, right? So that's what I told. If at all you have any, that is fine. If not, that is also fine. That is how this will be going on.
We don't need to know coding, right, for this course.
No, no, no. You do not know about coding.
Okay, okay, that's fine. Yeah, I don't have any other doubts.
So Ranjit, any questions from you?
No, no, all good, all good.
All right. So this is just a demo session, right? So maybe after this, our team will be connecting with you for if whatever questions you might be having or logistics things, right? They'll be connecting with you. And once it is finalized, right, we'll start the course.
Yeah,
Okay. I mean, mostly I'll keep the timing as is. That means 8 to 9. And so both, right? Let's see how this will be going on ahead.
yeah,
Yeah, sure. Okay.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining and hope to see you on board soon.
yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you,
sure.
Manikanta. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
the demo.
Thank you.